What's up, y'all? It's your boy 954. How's everybody doing? I know everybody's feeling pretty shitty, but we're here to actually brighten up your day and let you know that it ain't all as bad. It ain't raining as hard as it was in Chicago. We got Jason waiting in the green room, but before we get started today, we got a bunch of new cool videos for y'all. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the show to get your 10% off coupon code for all season 2 for the faithful by the faithful apparel. The hell? That was weird. Save 10% by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link and help out Niner Faithful Radio. Link is in the video description of this video or podcast. Make sure you go to seatgiant.com, use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Make sure to follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio. And to make also on Twitter at Niner Faithful R. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, make sure to visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. And also Sunday, make sure you stay locked into Niner Faithful Radio for our pregame, halftime, and postgame shows at noon, halftime, and 9 p.m. here on the West Coast. Ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get this show.
You are now listening to Niner Faithful Radio, the show for the faithful, by the faithful.
All right, we're back. Still not enough time for the video. Man, that's crazy. Let's go ahead and bring on Jason right now. What's cracking, bro? How you doing?
What is up, man? I know we are obviously a Niners channel, but I need to take a second and quote Aaron Rodgers. Everybody just needs to relax.
Yeah, no, I will admit, I want to say this first before we get into, I was pissed just like everybody else said. Hey, look, I always give big props. I don't even have my mic in front of me. I'm slacking in my Mac. I always give Jamie big props. I was like, look, I couldn't do a post-game show. It'd be pretty much nothing but cussing and fuck everybody. And, it would probably not be the world's greatest show. But I think that doing it on Tuesday, listening on, press conferences and everything like that, you were just reading some of the yardage and time of possession and everything, minus 3 mistakes we made. Two big mistakes that we made. This game turned out exactly how I pretty much expected, except just wrong team came out on top.
Yeah, it was pretty much like I said. We talked about time of possession. We wanted amount of plays. We wanted all that kind of stuff. We wanted all of those metrics.
And everybody who's getting into, Justin Fields beat Trey Lance and everything like that is, this is what I was saying last year. Last year, I was very clear that the best thing for the 2021 San Francisco 49ers was for Jimmy Garoppolo to start. The best thing for the 2022 San Francisco 49ers was for Trey Lance to start last year. Now, yeah. I'm not saying that it was a mistake, dude. We were, let's be real, we went into the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game with a 10-point lead. That wasn't a mistake to start Jimmy Garoppolo last year. But yeah, that's going to have some consequences this year. That's going to have some consequences. And I think we saw a little bit of this. But if we take a step back and, like you said, relax, did we see anything from Trey that we didn't expect to see? No, we saw some reasons why he was the 3rd overall draft pick and why we moved on from Jimmy, i.e. picking up a first down on 3rd and 13 with his legs. We saw some beautiful throws. He was moving in the pocket. and we'll get into the offensive line a little bit in a little bit. But actually, before we start, we do have some show keeping to do. We permanently, or I shouldn't say permanently, but Deshaun Gibson Sr. has been promoted to the active roster for the team's practice squad. So I guess he won't be flexed up and down. And we went ahead and placed Elijah Mitchell on the short-term IR and signed offensive lineman Kenneth Ismail. And Jason also brought to my attention while we were chopping it up in the green room before the show that apparently we also worked out a quarterback.
We also signed running back Marlon Mack.
Intriguing. Okay, Marlon Mack. I was wondering why there hadn't been an announcement of a running back yet. It seemed kind of weird to pick up an offensive lineman when we lost a running back.
I was kind of hoping we were going to grab Kevin Coleman. He's still out there.
Yeah. I mean, at this point,
he knows the system. Sure. He's a vet. He could plug and play. I like. There were spots where I thought he was, playing really good for us when he was on the field.
Yeah, I think in a limited role, I don't think to be a starter, but to bring in to have some bodies there. And it's funny, every year we always talk about the running back depth and what are they going to do about these running backs and a little unfortunate this year. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate this year that it didn't happen before final downs where those problems kind of worked themselves out. It's last year after week 1. But I want to say big props to Elijah Mitchell, who became, according to the Elias Sports Bureau, has become the fastest player in NFL history to 1,000 yards. I mean, congratulations on that. Not bad at all. But yeah, we need him to stay on the field. And Shanahan was asked in his presser yesterday how his spirits were, and he was like, Elijah was pretty down. I was like, well, no shit. After we went through last year, and that's the thing I always feel so bad about these players, especially that get hurt either, in training camp or let's say week 1 or week 2, is you go through all this offseason, you train, come back from injuries, all these things, and you don't even get to finish the first game. And he's going to be basically, they said 8 weeks. I'm assuming we're seeing Elijah Mitchell after the bye week. 8 weeks would be the bye week. So I'm assuming that if he's not back the week after the bye week, which I believe is the Chargers game, he's had a setback and 10 weeks. Okay, so that would be November 20th.
Third game in November.
So third game in November. So Elijah Mitchell's gone for a little bit. But luckily no other injuries that I don't believe Shanahan said there were any others that were. I think it was Javon Kinlaw with the ankle sprain, but they said they weren't concerned about it at all. Yeah, they said they weren't concerned about it.
I think someone just rolled up on it real quick.
Yeah, it was that first play, which Javon Kinlaw, I mean, he kind of disappeared a little bit in the second half, which, let's be real, majority of the team did. But Javon Kinlaw looked nice in the first half. And I think that what you saw and why we should calm down and relax and not overreact over week 1 is the formula that we think that this team needs to do to be successful. At least in the first half, we did. That D-line was dominant. That our D, that we were in the backfield, like it might have been practice.
Yeah,
definitely. We were in the backfield all game long. Our secondary, I mean, we'll see because a little bit of that has to do with the weather. But I thought our secondary played phenomenal. Talanoa Hufanga was on his way to becoming Bam Bam Defensive MVP of the week. I mean, I think I was telling you before the show. I'll let you give your thoughts on Talanoa because you've always been a big supporter and the team man. That's why I call him the team man. But I think we found an all pro, bro.
And this is going to sound a little premature, kind of a thing, but I think we found our Troy Polamalu. That same style of
Yeah.
player, and I'm not talking just because they're both Islander and they've got the gorgeous hair flowing all over the place, but you've got a player who's just going to fly around the field. He's going to make plays, whether it's going to be the big hits, hitting someone in the back, on blitzes, somebody crossing the field. He's going to make interceptions and stuff like that. That's going to be our player to replicate that sort of a superstar going forward. Like we've talked about it. That's what we needed, someone in the backfield to take that sort of a style, and we have found it in Hufanga.
And you know what makes me really encouraged is once we get Jimmy Ward back, at least for the season, we'll see what happens going forward, is that Jimmy Ward's going to be that rocking coverage, which is going to allow Talanoa to flow and allow his instincts to take over. I really do think I think that what's good, Alonzo. Good to see you, brother. What's good? Every day we wake up a 5-time champion is a legendary day. So yeah, I think that look, it's a loss. And so I don't want to come on here moral victories. My fiance will tell you I'm the last person on the planet to give moral fucking victories. A loss is a loss. And we lost. We are officially second last, however you want to look at it. I mean, this is a phrase I would never thought I'd say this whole season, but the Shecox are in first place. That I didn't think I was going to say that this year.
Damn it, Wilson! Give it to us again.
Like even when you're not on the Shecox, you fuck us over. Like, God, man, you had one job, just one job. That's it. You just had one job, just one job, and you had to fuck it up. And watch, he goes and beats us week 3, and it's just like, what did you do? Like, God, fuck it, man. So I feel going forward, we'll stick to Trey here a little bit. I'll let Jason give his thoughts, but I thought he played well leading into the fourth quarter. He was 8 of 14. I don't know the yardage, but focused on the 8 for 14, slightly over 50%. That's about what I expect from Trey Lance game 1 of his first full season starting. Now, if he's 8 of 14 in the first half, week 15, then okay, that's a little, depending on the circumstances, that might be a little concerning, but Trey Lance is not the reason we lost the game. Sure, you could say he's a contributing factor just because he's the quarterback. He's one of only 2 positions that has a football every play. But I don't feel that Trey Lance cost us the game. Jason, your thoughts?
No, especially when he finished, he was 13 of 28. Let's be honest, that last fourth quarter is when that rain was really coming down. He probably couldn't see past like 15 yards. That ball was probably heavy as shit. Sorry throwing that, not to mention just slippery. I think he played fine. Everybody's saying, "Oh, don't blame the field," and this and that. The Bears played the field. Yeah, well, the Bears made terrible plays at the same time as well. They were having the same issues. They just happened to make a couple of better plays. The only downside for Trey in this game, and this will feed into the whole Jimmy Trey thing, is that Trey struggles with those quick slants, those quick release plays. That's obviously the weakness is his game. Jimmy might have been better in this game because of those circumstances for that. But that's it. But even then, like I said, with this weather and everything else was going on, it was almost a toss-up. You knew it was going to come down to one crazy play, and it came down to 3. Not to mention 9 gazillion penalties that were stupid on our end.
We'll get to the penalties, but yeah, Jason, it's a little knee-jerky to all of a sudden say Trey was playing enough for us to be up 10-0, which we've discussed. Your Debo fumble away, and fine, okay, Trey taking a sack that got us out of field goal range.
Yeah,
there's 10 points right there, but we're a Debo fumble away from really at least being 13-0, 17-0. Was that Trey's fault? No, that wasn't. So Trey all of a sudden feels well enough, but because of that fourth quarter, I think that I feel the Bears would have looked just ugly. The roles were reversed and they were down by 9 and they had to throw that ball in that monsoon.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
think
just
that people
terrible
point to,
conditions.
and so Trey Lance wasn't the reason that we lost. He was a contributing factor, sure, whatever. But I'm not that the Jimmy talk was just I don't get it. Sure, fine this week. Okay, fine. I feel that the way Trey struggled, and this is what to me makes it encouraging going forward this season, is that when for the first 3 quarters, Trey looked fine when everything was going to plan. Which tells you what? When he gets to practice at the game plan, the practice of the plays that we're going to run and everything like that, everything's fine. When you don't, and you have to start, pulling shit out of your ass, and tossing away your game plan, he does it.
Even
which
that's
is what
not
you're going to
fair
expect from a
necessarily.
young quarterback.
Even that's really
You know
not
what?
fair to him, because when you're just saying, because
Yeah,
ad-libbing, but it's, again, to me, it's the weather. It was just shit. You know what I mean? Justin Fields made the one good play to Pettis. Tell me you're going to be able to count on something like that every week to beat a team. When you run around because you're being chased
no.
by these guys, and there's randomly one guy, and like you had said earlier when we were talking before the show,
Mhm.
how many, he probably didn't look at when the Greenlaw made a decision. Do I go for Justin Fields or do I stay with Dante Pettis? The right answer is you go after Justin Fields. Why would you stay with Dante Pettis?
Now,
even then, like I wouldn't have expected him to make that long of a throw, back foot in the rain, everything else, and honestly, Pettis would
across
have
the field.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's be real. It looked really like he was fielding a punt. That's really what.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's much of an arc or everything like that, but the way he caught the ball was like a punt.
Yeah, he caught it two-handed, underhands.
There was literally the Niners' mistakes. And I'm gonna go ahead and read y'all, or I'll read it and bore y'all word for word. But basically, if you listen to the pregame show on Sunday, the last key to victory I gave was not to beat ourselves. And essentially, how do you see upsets in week 1? A lot of times, not always, but a lot of times you can go back to the favorite of the game beating themselves with penalties or turnovers. That's how upsets happen in the NFL. Very rarely in the NFL do you see a better football team lose to an inferior football team mano a mano. It usually mistakes by the favorite, turnovers, penalties. Now, I will say this. I am not going to blame the refs on this game because I do not think that the refs cost this game. But they need to come up with some type of rule, some type of buffer for these quarterbacks who want to side late. Because I distinctly remember a play against Arizona in 2019. Kyler Murray looked like he was going to slide. Okay, we're back. My internet's been screwed up. I apologize about that.
You want to leave and hop back in?
Off and put it on its only browser. Am I good?
You're still lagging.
Can you hear me, bro?
I can hear you, but you're lagging. Do you want to jump out, jump back in?
Okay. Yeah. Let me jump out and jump back in.
All right. So while TJ's gone, we're going to be going over the same thing with. I think he was trying to talk about the sliding issues that a lot of these guys they're waiting until the very last second to slide, and that doesn't give. It kind of puts the defense in a position of, do you let this guy get an extra 5 or 6 yards because you know you can't hit him, or do you stop him? Because you're going for it anyways. And so now, but I think that's what he was going with. My issue with sliding is we got to tell Trey to learn how to slide. He took some big shots. There was one where he got slammed down onto his shoulder, and it looked for a second. He laid there for a second. Maybe he was just catching his breath or anything, but the way he laid there and he did get kind of slammed onto his shoulder a little bit, really worried. I understand Trey's a big kid. He can move. He does lower the shoulder. That worked in high school. That worked, in college where he could just run over everybody. He was just as big as most of the linebackers on there, just as fast as defensive backs. But we've really got to get him to learn how to slide because I guess that's why we're keeping Jimmy with all of that, which I'm not sure how far Trey's or TJ is going to go into it, but with Dak Prescott, we have actually, with being gone for 6 to 8 weeks, we'll see how long that goes. There's a lot of people saying that, maybe they will reach out to, to inquire about Jimmy. Okay, what's your price? I know Jimmy restructured, and I think we do have the best backup in the league with Jimmy. But what would we take for Jimmy? Would you take a second? Would you take a third? Would you take, they've got some extra linemen on the back end where they could, you even look much better now. Everything came back in.
I went ahead and I just closed all my browsers and restarted it. And I apologize about that, y'all.
You were talking about the sliding.
Yeah. So anyway,
they
need to come up with a buffer because this is I understand trying to protect the quarterbacks and look, nobody would be more frustrated if all of a sudden Trey Lance lost a whole year because he had to take a shoulder to the chin, and had a concussion. I mean, let's be real. And my fiance said, "Jason to the rescue." Yeah, Bubby, we're gonna have to see what's going on with the internet. It's been messing up lately. Anyway, thanks for watching, babe. Anyway, let me know what you thought about our new videos. But yeah, so they got to come up with that buffer. But you're really two blown coverages by the Niners away from having this a fair game. I won't even. The third touchdown is what it is. Those first two touchdowns are essentially what won them the game. Because
and even that one with Pettis, he made the right call. You can call it blown coverage or whatever. He made the right call to go after Justin Fields.
And so that to me is why I'm most relaxed about this game and telling people, hey, relax, it's okay, because I don't expect Dre Greenlaw to do an unnecessarily face mask penalty, which Kyle wasn't as harsh once he watched back the film and said, okay, hey, like, what is he, supposed to do there type of thing. Jason Verrett, I almost said Jason Verrett. Charvarius Ward isn't going to essentially try to rip Dante Pettis' head off for a holding call. I don't even remember the last time I've seen a holding call on a D lineman, so I'm not blaming Javon Kinlaw on that. I don't think and especially with, I mean, let's be real. Nick Bosa basically, it's not that he gets held; it's that he gets choked. Basically, that's what they do. They basically wrap their arms around Nick Bosa's throat.
And there was a couple of completely obvious ones that I could see that they didn't call. It's like, hey, this is plainly obvious. How about you throw one on for us?
That's what's frustrating me the most, because at this point in time, it has to be that offensive league type of thing. The rules just favor the offense. That's just the way football is.
Yeah.
My coach used to say it to us all the time. Offense is packed stadiums, defense wins championship. So it is what it is. But that's my whole thing. Before you call Javon Law and some ticky-tack shit, can we address getting chokeslammed? I'm just
well,
so
it got bad again for you.
Oh, let me take myself in. All right, we good?
We'll see how it goes.
All right, let me refresh it one more time, and if not, we'll keep it a half an hour show.
All right, so you're gonna go away. See when he leaves. All right, so while TJ is going to go, we're talking about the defense a little bit. The defense was fine. We did what we want, for the most part. Other than those 3 blown plays or the 3 big penalties, what is it? Let me pull up the stats one more time. They only got 204 yards total offense. If you told me that every week we were going to hold a team to 204 yards in total offense, that's a win. We are going to win almost probably 95% of those games. TJ's back.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we good. Okay, good.
It's good right now.
I was making sure there was no lag on my end. Yeah, okay. If it does it again, we'll go ahead and end the show a little late, early. But I mean, I basically heard what you got and got the gist of what you're saying right now is the Niners have that type of advantage multiple times, like that type of advantage again, multiple games. I don't think we lose another game where we dominate on the stat sheet like that again. I don't see it happening. I think it was a combination of some weather, some week 1. Let's be real. Maybe this is why you don't rest Trent Williams the whole preseason. Maybe he should have played a drive or 2, knocked off some rust. Like, I get it. And there's no word. I can't remember a big Niner injury that happened in a preseason game. It's been so long since any of the starters have really played in the preseason. To me.
Wasn't McKinnon injured in preseason?
It wasn't preseason. It was the last practice heading into game week.
Well,
when it was. But yeah, preseason. So okay. But that was a practice. So I mean, what are you supposed to do? But look, there's going to be no worse feeling in the entire. If Trent Williams, breaks his ankle, against Green Bay this preseason, there's not going to be a person at Levi Stadium that's not going to be throwing up in the bag. And feel worse to that and everything like that in a game that doesn't matter. So I get it. But this just needs to be the standard. Maybe this is just what you expect is, hey, nobody bet on week 1. Week 1 is maybe that's when you take the most underdogs. You just bet every underdog or whatever. I mean that's really honestly that's your preseason. So I mean, I don't expect Trent Williams. And a lot of what I know that Tampa whipped the shit out the Cry Girls. I know Kansas City embarrassed Arizona, but that's not a surprise.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up. So you had Buffalo, New Orleans beat Atlanta. That's okay. Carolina and Cleveland, that's a wash. Pittsburgh beat Cincinnati. I would have bet big on Cincinnati. Philadelphia barely beat Detroit. Right. I told you Detroit was going to be better than everybody thought they were. Indianapolis and Houston. The AFC South, not a team won a game and 2 of them played each other. I think that is hilarious.
Wow. Wow.
Miami beat New England.
Hold on, bro. That just has to let that stick into my brain real quick, bro.
2 other teams played each other and nobody won a game.
That's man. I might have. I literally don't think that's happened in the whole 30 plus years I've been watching football. That's crazy right there. Okay, go ahead.
Miami beat New England. I took New England on that one. The Jets lost to Baltimore. Washington beat Jacksonville. I thought Jacksonville was going to win that one. The Giants beat Tennessee. I had Tennessee win that one. Arizona beat KC. Yeah. Arizona beat up on, Kansas City beat up on Arizona. The Chargers,
I didn't expect that.
Probably should have lost to the Raiders. And then the Minnesota beat up on Green Bay. Another one I would have gone the other way with. In fact, I did.
I would have gone. I would have gone the other one with that too. I just think that's what you're going to see. You're going to see that, and I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but Aaron Rodgers probably played in the preseason, right? I know he didn't.
No, I don't think I think he played the same thing like Trey did. A couple of like a drive here, and that was it.
Matter of fact, I don't even know if he made the trip to Levi's when they came out here for the preseason.
I'm pretty sure he did, just because of his connections out here. I mean, I know he's not big on his family, but maybe he's got some friends out here he wants to hang with or whatever and see for a few days in the stands. So
Maybe. You know, it's very. I've always like, sometimes I forget, like Tom Brady. It's very obvious, but sometimes I forget Aaron Rodgers is from California. And yeah, it's Northern California. And Northern California. See, I think that's the funny thing people don't get about California is everybody, oh, we're a blue state. And very few people know the central part of the state is hella red. Like if you go in the Central Valley, like Modesto, it's very red. SoCal has some conservative pockets in like the suburbs. Like the city of LA is pretty liberal, but if you go into like a lot of the suburbs, like in the valley, things like that, they tend to get pretty conservative. And up north tends to be a lot of conservatives. So
it's just like
I
up here in
almost forget Aaron
Washington,
Rodgers.
Eastern Washington is pretty much all red. The only part that's blue is like right down the I-5 corridor, but once you leave I-5, everything is completely red. But that's where like 90% of the
So basically the coast. So you
not
think
even the coast, just
Washington is pretty much-
I-5.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not really next to the coast, but
that actually that would make a lot of sense when you consider this part near Idaho.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that would actually make a lot of sense. So I almost forget just how, like, you know, non-California is that Aaron Rodgers is. And sometimes I forget where he's from, that he's from California, and I think it gets a lot of people get twisted. Aaron Rodgers isn't from the Bay Area. Chico's like 7 hours away from the Bay Area. Aaron Rodgers is closer to to Oregon than he probably is to San Francisco. Chico is hell in Northern California.
I'm looking for Josh Allen. He is from Fireball.
He's from Modesto. Yeah, Firebar.
It says Fireball,
which is by Fresno.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, so
it's Central Valley. It's Central Valley. Yeah. There was actually a cool little meme that came around of Josh Allen on Thursday that said it's a picture of him. I don't know how old he is, but it's a picture of him, and I'm assuming like brothers and sisters.
Oh, his mom. Yeah, I know which one.
Oh, no. It's a picture of him and like his brother and sister or whatever, but they're all he's wearing a Frank Gore jersey. And it says Josh Allen hating the Yams is in his blood. And it shows him like he's clearly like he's probably in high school. Like he's probably a mid-teenager. Like
he's talked about how big of a 49er fan he was growing up.
Yeah, but that's what I was getting to. Josh Allen is closer to the Bay Area than Aaron Rodgers is. Fireball, if that's indeed where he's from, is Fresno, Central Valley area. It's about a couple hours away.
Where's Brady from?
It's like one of those. It's like one of those things that's probably a little too far to have season tickets. Unless you're pretty well off and can afford to travel that much, but close enough to go to like the home opener every year. Type of thing.
Get a game in.
Yeah, get a game in or two. Maybe your grandma gives you Niner tickets for Christmas.
Yeah,
type of thing.
I guess Brady's from San Mateo. He's
San
right
Mateo,
there.
yeah. Or he's from Atherton, actually, which is a suburb of San Mateo. But yeah, Tom Brady's from big money. Like the part of the Bay Area Tom Brady's from has big money.
Basically, we won't be going there when I come down in December.
Yeah. No, we won't be going there. We'll take you some places. Hey, babe, if you're still watching, we gotta take Jason to we gotta take him to that place where. So I know this is way off the subject of the show, and we'll get back. But Super Bowl Sunday, or maybe it was before Super Bowl Sunday. My girl and I and my future mother-in-law decided to go door dashing in Redwood City, which is actually where the Niners' old facility used to be. So there's this Woodcrest, I think it is. I think it's Woodcrest. It's this real rich, I mean, 10, 15, $20 million homes. And we're door dashing, and we get this order from this one restaurant, and it's like 80, it's like $50. So sweet, that score. So we go and we go to make a delivery, and this dude's house is on top of this hill. Like, not really hill, but you got to like walk up this little hill staircase thing. Like, I mean, it was a pretty cool trek, right? And there's a little driveway, and there's an Amazon worker, right? And we both look at each other, and he puts his package on the end of the beginning of the slope. So I look at him like, well, fuck it, he does it, I'm gonna do it. So I put it down there too, right? Because we both kind of look at each other like, we ain't walking up that shit. And I turn to go walk in my car. My girl rolls down the window, goes, babe, you get back up there. And I go, what? She goes, he just tips us $60. You go walk those up the stairs right now. And I was like, oh shit. So I grabbed it.
And you better grab that Amazon package too.
Yeah. We went and got like a $60 tip or something like that. Like, I'm telling you, when you come out in December, bro, we'll take you to places, not Beverly Hills status, but we'll take you to places that my girl, matter of fact, she works like a 5-minute drive away from the Netflix building. I used to live like a 15-minute walk away from Apple headquarters, the main Apple headquarters. I grew up right down eBay.
I just want tacos.
Yeah, eBay's right down the street from me. Yeah, but yeah. No, my girl. Oh, by the way, hey y'all, if y'all haven't done it, go check out Jason's food channel. Me and my girl, we haven't watched all. We watched the donuts. We watched the week one. We watched the week one. We watched the donuts. We watched, I think, the Mexican pizza, and then we watched the
Chicago deep dish.
Egg. Yeah. We watched that one. So we haven't watched all of them yet, but we've watched a cool amount of them. And there's been some stuff. My girl's like, "Ooh, I think the donuts." She was like, "Oh yeah, we'll have to try those donuts, babe." And there's been a couple things that the pizza looked fine. Yeah. So go check out Jason's cooking channel and everything like that. That was actually really enjoyed that. I forgot to mention that off air. But yeah, we have been watching a couple. We actually just watched the donut one last night. So anyway, what do you? Was
the Remington guy?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'll probably get that. Probably I might like listen to him at work tomorrow. That I haven't got a chance to, but yeah, no, definitely. Go check out. What was it that you're doing for week 2?
We are going to do the Seattle dog.
Yeah,
which is basically a Seattle. You could do any hot dog, Polish sausage kind of a thing. You smother it with cream cheese, onions, and whatever else, and that's it.
Yeah, no, my girl had heard of it and everything like that, so she's kind of looking forward to. I might have to, when we go to Atlanta, I might have to do some. I might have to shoot you. Well, see, that's the thing about it. I don't really have a recipe for the fried chicken. I kind of just know what to do. Like, yeah. I kind of don't have a.
But I actually been talking most of these recipes. I'm like, okay, I actually have to measure this. Well, I don't know. I just go until my ancestors tell me to stop.
Yeah, pretty much what I do. Like, it was one of the most frustrating things when me and my girl first got together. Is obviously you have that adjustment period where they get used to how you like your food made, and my girl does. My fiance does most of the cooking. And so one of the big things that she really liked was my fried chicken. She matter of fact, it was funny because last time I made it like it was probably the crispiest I've made fried chicken ever. And she was cutting it and she goes, "Ooh, babe, I just got chills with that crispiness." Because my girl likes crispy chicken. So that was one of the frustrating things is I was trying to teach her how to make fried chicken. And she's like, "Okay, so how much do you put in?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like, just do it." She's like, "Well, how long do you put the chicken in for?" I was like, "I don't know, until it looks like fried chicken." Like, that's how I do it. I just do it until it looks like fried chicken. Like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, so I know but it's definitely a skill. I couldn't do it. I think it is definitely weird when you do something by yourself like that.
Oh yeah, it is kind of weird to do.
We have it. I think when we get off of here, I think I might do the mac and cheese fail. I might watch that just to see how.
Yeah, I
turned
gotta
out.
redo.
But
That would annoy me because I've made that 100 times, and yet for some reason that one just
what was
didn't come
the
out right. No,
what was the one that you had to redo and you weren't talking because you were irritated? You could put a little note saying, "I'm not
oh, that
talking
was the
because I'm
Chicago deep
irritated by
dish
like
because I
a."
was pissed off because it's
Oh,
baking.
okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
do not. I suck at baking, and so I had to remake the dough like 3 times. I'm like, I'm done with this shit. Just fucking.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it
I
was
was
the
pissed.
Chicago deep dish. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
my girl really looked like she liked that one. Like we might, I don't
Oh, it's
think she might
good.
not use the turkey bacon or the turkey pepperoni.
Yeah.
You know, she said that she might stick to the actual pepperoni, but yeah, they're gonna be a couple we try. But anyway, back to the game. But yeah, so I guess we'll wrap it up here before the internet starts fucking up with me again and everything. But final thoughts on the game, Jason?
I think weather played a big part of it. Other than that, we kind of did
Week one.
everything we said we were gonna do. You know, losing Elijah Mitchell is when kind of like the running game stopped working for the most part because Wilson really couldn't do anything. Why did Mason
Yeah,
not get
he
more
did not
carries?
have
I
it
don't
today.
know. Why was TDP a healthy scratch? All some of that stuff's kind of a little worrying, a little bit. But again, if you look at all the
It's
actual metrics behind it, we were fine.
I think the frustrating part about it is we spent 2 third-round picks. Now, mind you, the third round is where we drafted 2 of the most important players in franchise history, one Joe Montana and one Frank Gore. So that's to give you a perspective of the type of player that you can get in the round. Shit, Fred Warner was a third-round pick. Okay, we have spent 2 third-round picks in the last 2 years on running backs. Neither made any type of contribution to the team on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm willing to give
Funny.
TDP a little bit more of a
Yeah,
slide.
of course. But I'm saying Kyle said it was special teams. That's why Jordan Mason was up and TDP wasn't. But
Yeah.
I feel that it would have been more of a TDP game. Honestly, I think TDP would have been real nice in that weather, Chicago weather.
Yeah.
But I feel that's it goes deeper than just the 2 picks. Is that the 2 of the 3 running backs we took into the game on Sunday were either undrafted or a 6th-round pick. Why our 2 third-rounders, one ain't even on the team, is on a whole other team, and the other wasn't Sweats. I'm now this isn't a knock on TDP because I actually like TDP and I think that his role is something that we need on the team. I'm all fine with blazing speed running backs, but sometimes you have a monsoon in Chicago and you need a back that's gonna get you some tough physical yards that isn't gonna sprain his MCL. But I think it goes deeper into the fact that can we stop using 3rd-round picks? I'd rather draft a guard, a tackle, a corner, a safety, hell, a quarterback. I would like just any other position just because maybe not quarterback, but I feel at least they can contribute to the team. And when we have, and what makes it most frustrating is it's not like Elijah Mitchell was a fluke or Raheem was a fluke.
Yeah.
Finding late round / undrafted free agents is something that Shanahan's done since I've been in diapers.
It's now a thing across the NFL.
Yeah, and so it's anyway. Yeah, my final thoughts on the game. I mean, I fully agree with Jason. Look, nobody likes to lose. It sucked. We waited 9 months for that. Like, all that shit that I said on Sunday. But moving forward into the season, did I see anything that made me concerned going forward that we won't be the football team that we're going to be, that we all think that we can be? No. Especially when I just don't think, I don't even think we're going to know what Trey Lance is by the end of this year.
No. We'll get
My best
clue,
guess.
but he's still not going to be complete.
No, I believe we're probably not going to see the best of Trey Lance in probably till year 5. Year 5 is, I truly think, the best football team / Trey Lance under that we can get. In the sense, before he has to go sign his next contract, and we got to start making sacrifices in other places of the roster because of that. So the best football team I think we're going to have just all around, around Trey Lance is probably going to come in year 5. When you have him at his peak power, the closest to his peak powers, while still having the best roster around him that you can have, is really, I think it's going to come in year 5. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and make sure we don't do the Friday show. Well, Jamie does her Good Morning Niner Empire. Will be Friday. Stay tuned to Facebook while we figure out exactly what time she does that. But that will be released Saturday as a podcast. I think I did it last week. If I didn't do it last week, I will do it this week. Make sure you take out Jason on the halftime show this week. I will be doing Niner Faithful Radio pregame at noon. We don't know. Whatever, Jason usually goes on a couple minutes before halftime. So if you tune in right at halftime, you're going to catch the show. And Jamie will be doing it live on 9 p.m. here on the West Coast for Niner Faithful Radio post game. Time to go beat the Seahawks. I think that's going to give the Week 1 Blues a nice rinse out of our mouth. Is beating that team,
especially at home.
Yeah, especially at home. That always looks. I'll never. Maybe this is where my true hatred from the Seahawks comes from. I'll never, forever, until the day I die, the image of Richard Sherman and Russell Wilson eating turkey on our 50-yard line is burned into my brain. I was at that game. That was the first Niner game I had ever been to that we lost. That was one of the most miserable nights of my. It was cold. It was one of the most miserable. I had to go work like a 13-hour shift, on Black Friday at Old Navy. It was just a horrible day. So we will be I definitely have a lot more cheery show for y'all on Tuesday. Jason, thanks so much. We'll see you next week, bro.
Y'all have a good one. Deuces.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. But before we do, Shecock Hater is this week's promo code for 10% off of all For the Faithful, By the Faithful apparel. Make sure you save 10% by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link and help out Niner Faithful Radio. Link is in the description of the video or podcast. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Make sure you follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr, and at Niner Faithful R on Twitter. And like I said, make sure you, to see everywhere you can subscribe to Niner Faithful Radio, visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe, and make sure you catch our game day shows on Sunday. I shall see y'all Sunday morning. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. And please remember, the San Francisco 49ers don't always lose a game, but when we do, we're still the best team in NFL history. Stay faithful, my friends. Go Niners.
You are now listening to Niner Faithful Radio, the show for the faithful, by the faithful.
See ya.